I know that he's got 9 stalkers. I've also got 9 stalkers. So if we go head on, my oops, just a sec. So if we go head on, our forces are going to cancel out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid doing that. I'm just going to snipe as many probes as I can. And you can see here, just hold position, snipe probes. And now I do, like, now I just focus fire his sentries. And even though I haven't killed that many probes, I've done a huge economic damage to him. Like, you can see that, like, I forced him to, like, push all his probes to the side. And, like, this has just done a bunch of economic damage to him, which he shouldn't have. Also, his warpgate timing is a bit bad. He didn't get warpgate, and this is also why he loses the game. He goes 3-gate sentry without 3-gate stalker without warpgate, which is really bad because to keep up with production, you need warpgates. So actually, I didn't know that he didn't get warpgate until actually watching this replay just now. So that's why he lost. Warpgates produce units at a much faster rate than normal gates do. I think you can see it takes 42 seconds there, but when you warp in stalkers, it takes like 30 seconds. Yeah, if you see, yeah, it takes 30 seconds when you're using warp gates. So I pretty much just used the fact that I had some kind of economical advantage. I mean, you can see, like, he is using his minerals mostly, but just his stalkers are coming at a slow rate. So I did enough economic damage to get like 4 or 5 stalkers more than him, and to be honest, when it's stalker versus stalker, like, every stalker counts. And like, you know, I'm forcing him to build probes here when usually you just want to be spamming stalkers. And I blink up here just to see if he falls for it again, which he doesn't. So I pretty much just kill the rocks and then blink in and win the game. So this is a really nice build that I like to do. I was actually debating whether uploading this video or not, because my opponent didn't get warpgate, which is really bad. Though you did see my first attack, I killed equal number of stalkers, but at the same time I killed probes and I forced him to pull all those probes to the side. And, you know, I did focus fire the stalkers earlier so that I gain some sort of advantage in him. So, you know, I get to, like, focus fire stalkers while all those other stalkers are, like, sort of straggling around here. The reason why I like the 3-gate twilight build, I'll tell you what builds it loses to. It loses to any immortal build. 2-gate robo with immortals into colossi beats this build pretty much, because you got immortals, and unless your stalker micro is amazing, then you're just not going to beat immortals. Like, he's going to have, like, immortals plus some sentries plus some stalkers, maybe a couple of ZLs. I'm not really too sure what the best unit composition for immortal pushers are, but it's going to have immortals like 3-shot stalkers, and, you know, they can just shoot 2 and then get the rest of the damage done by the other stalkers. So immortal builds really beat this, because what's going to happen is, like, here he's going to have like an immortal plus some stuff versus my initial 9 stalkers, and an immortal can kill like so many stalkers, especially if it's microed well. This build beats any kind of Stargate build, so that's good. If you're playing against Noni, I highly suggest going this build, because then you'll just beat him. Like, you'll kill all his phoenixes and there's nothing he can do. Of course, Noni has amazing micro, and, like, he never gives up, and he always plays to 100% throughout the whole game, so it's still going to be a hard match. Obviously, it beats any Void Ray build. It loses to sort of Robo Immortal builds. Versus Colossi builds, like 2-gate into fast Colossi, it's sort of equal if your opponent is really good at force fielding his ramp. Like, this is why I kind of like this build. If you manage to just get 1 point of vision up his ramp, you can just blink up his ramp and kill all his stuff before his Colossi comes out. Also, even though you do need Colossi later on in the game, you can use Blink Stalkers to like snipe Colossi. And finally, this build loses to 4 gate warpgate builds, because 4 warpgate will just have more units than you and have a better unit composition. Like, all Stalkers isn't actually that good a unit composition, it's just that you got Blink. 4 warpgate will beat this build. I played a game before where like the guy with Twilight was like, oh crap, I don't have enough units to beat like if my A moving army. Like, even if he micros well, all you need is just a bunch of zealots and, well, okay, like a few zealots and some stalkers and some sentries. So like, you know, the zealots are kind of like a meat shield. They force him to micro back, and every time he micros back, you just get free shots with your stalkers. And then obviously like force field him, like it'll force him to use Blink in a way that he doesn't want to, or, you know, stuff like that. And there was one game where the guy with Twilight tried to do an elimination war with me, so I pulled all my probes and he pulled all his probes, and I had 4 warp gates worth of units and he had 3 gate Twilight stalkers worth of units. And pretty much just because I had more units, I killed his base like so much faster than he killed my base, and I just won the elimination war. Obviously, in times like that, you got things like hidden pylons and like building a new nexus and stuff. So yeah, in this game I went 3 gate Twilight. Now the reason why I like this build is you can transition into quite a lot of stuff. Like, if he also goes 3 gate Twilight and I didn't do enough damage, or if he goes 4 gates, I might drop DTs. DTs are cool. You know, you'll be surprised at the number of people who get a robotics facility and don't make an observer out of it. Like, so many players do that. What you can do is you can take all your Blink Stalkers and suicide his robotics facility as your Dark Shrine is coming up, and or just suicide it as your DTs are coming towards his base, and then obviously he has no detection, you win the game. So I'll probably do more videos on that later. I think Equilateral's a bit better at PvP than I am, so I'll be doing videos of him. So this game, I just showed how to do the 3 gate Twilight build. I show you how to do this cool little micro trick up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave comments, subscribe, and most importantly, please comment on the Team Liquid thread. It's called BrTarolg and Equilateral's FP VOD and commentary, strategic commentary, I think. Please comment on there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Always be good mannered. Always say GG before you leave the game. And see you next time.